People have needs. Food is one of them. That's sort of why I'm here today having some lunch. But what's interesting is that there's a group of people who gather at this McDonald's on weekday mornings at about 9 o'clock. They're an older group of folks, about 15 of them. They come, they gather, they drink coffee and have flapjacks. They share jokes and stories and their opinions, sometimes rather loudly. But they come because they have a need, and the need isn't the food. The need is friendship. There's a sociologist by the name of Ray Ogdenberg, and Ray talks about the various places we have in our lives. There's a first place in our life. That's the place of family. That's where we have brothers and sisters, moms and dads, husbands and wives. We belong to one another through a nuclear family bond. And many of us have second places in our lives, places where we work or we go to school. These are places where there's supervisors and teachers, where there are expectations and assignments, there's paychecks and grades. A lot of us spend a lot of time in our second places, but we also have a third place. And that third place is a place where we belong because we choose to, where there's the freedom to belong. Listen to this. Often people will naturally seek it out. It is a place of freedom to be there. There are no financial or legal requirements. There's no cubicles or work demanded of you. Everyone is on a level plane. There are no bosses or deadlines. There's a free exchange of thoughts and ideas in friendly and fun conversation. In fact, conversation is the main activity of the third place. It is a place where you are known and where you grow in knowing. Regulars feel a piece of themselves is rooted there, and they gain a spiritual regeneration by spending time there. It is a gathering of people who are so glad to be there that they would invite others into the gladness of it. You know, I find it fascinating that Ogdenberg would recognize these last two ideas. I don't know if he's a Christian, but he has described something of the church, hasn't he? That there would be an exchange of spiritual ideas, that there would be a spiritual regeneration, that there would be a gladness in being there. I think that's what the writers of the New Testament wanted the church to be, isn't it? We are made to be a gathering of people who come together to have spiritual conversation, to engage in spiritual regeneration, to be offering to those around us the gladness of being together. Road to Emmaus Church is becoming such a gathering. You know, McDonald's is designed to sell hamburgers. What is it that we offer? You might be surprised how important word order is in the English language. If I see someone doing something strange or unusual, I might say something like, "What on earth are you doing?" But if I were to change the order of that sentence and say, "What are you doing on earth?" that is a very different question, is it not? Clumsy English, perhaps, but a great question. What are you doing on earth? Good question for you and I to ask ourselves individually, but also a great question for us to be wrestling with as a church, as Road to Emmaus Church. What are we doing on earth? Now, one great answer to that question would be to say we are 70 souls who gather together to worship God and celebrate a shared faith in Jesus Christ. That is a great and beautiful answer. Who could want more than that? But the last time I checked on the mortality rates for the Harrisburg area, it turns out they are right at 100%. That is to say, we are all going to die. And if our only vision as Road to Emmaus Church is to be together as 70 souls, Well, there'll be a day when that no longer is the case, because we will all die, the church will wither, and there'll be no one to offer the eulogy. Now, it doesn't have to be that way. Through the process of the church transformation cohort, we have been learning a new vision for ourselves, a new vision that is more impactful, more significant, more vibrant, and frankly more beautiful than we have had before. We are called as Road to Emmaus Church to have a heart for the Harrisburg area. This is what we're doing on earth. It's the very opposite of the scenario that I just described for you, in which we all pass away and the church withers. Instead, we can offer ourselves to this community. We can give ourselves away. We can become friends with the people of this place, and we can offer something of the joy that we have known as the church. And so we exist as the church because we have a heart for the Harrisburg area. This is our new vision. Because we love the people we live among so much, we give ourselves away. We offer a new set of relationships that is described as discipleship. We offer the one thing that can be had by no other means, and that is a relationship with God through His Son, Jesus Christ. This is our mission, to make new and growing disciples of Jesus Christ. The opportunity to invite others to church or for conversation about faith will sometimes come to you. When we respond to that opportunity, we might call this reactive faith sharing. When the opportunity presents itself and you are ready to react, you react with good news of the gospel or an offer to pray for that person. The church also must create opportunities to share the good news of the gospel. You might think of this as being proactive with the gospel. That is to ask, what opportunities will we create to put action to our vision and to go about our mission? Every church must identify who it will reach out to. And so who will it be for us? Who will it be for Road to Emmaus Church? There is a generation of young adults who never have had an experience of faith or church in any way, shape, or form. According to the General Social Survey released this year, there is a group that claims no religious affiliation, and they are statistically tied with Roman Catholics as the two largest religious groups in the U.S. Often referred to as the nuns, these are people who often have no religious affiliation to claim in the past or presently, or even through their parents. This is the generation who are raising children and sending them to school. And here is the point of gospel contact that we at Road to Emmaus are called to. We will be making intentional and proactive outreach into our community through the public schools in our areas. Now, what this looks like is still in development. But right now, it's a matter of prayer for us to strategize effective ways to make Road to Emmaus available to our public schools. To do a job right, you need the right tools. Having a 1/2-inch wrench to tighten a 5/8-inch bolt doesn't ever get the job done. One of the tools we need to accomplish the vision and mission we have been called to is a building. This building, at 5050 Lingelstown Road in the Harrisburg area. We've signed a 5-year lease for 5,000 square feet of space that we have been given free rein to adapt to our ministry. Here we'll be creating an open and flexible floor plan to accommodate our current worship service, as well as a new midweek worship opportunity in the future. With worship seating for about 125 people, there will also be flexible space to focus on children's ministry, as well as go about our regular shared meals, our fellowship events, studies, as well as to offer our space to the community. Road to Emmaus Church really appreciates your friendship. And here are 5 ways that you can pray for this church. Pray that the details would come together for our move to the new location so that we can begin worship and ministry in mid-November. Please also pray that 20 new people would come to explore faith in Jesus through our ministry in the year 2020. Pray also for an openness and favor with the public school leaders in our area as we offer our ministry to them.
Please also pray that God would arrange the hire of a children's ministry director in 2020. And also, please pray thanks with us for Grace Ridge Church in Honesdale, PA, as they offer their time and experience to our building renovations.